The next few chapters are going to be really weird because we're left off on a spot. Obviously, Asta is going to now head over to aid in the battle against the Spade Kingdom. And on top of that, we have the fact that Noct is seemingly in a dangerous spot right now, going on with his plan to go confront Morris. Like I fully believe that he ditched Jack to go take down Morris, because Jack dying to Dante, Nama, and Lilith is like sad. Like in reality, like just a character that has been there since the start. Like Jack's been there since the beginning of the series, and like if he gets killed off, to Noct, I doubt he would care. Some guy that he doesn't really know getting murked so he can take down Morris and slow the opening of the gate of Clothoth. So that's a really interesting setup right there. Like we know that Noct would be perfectly fine doing it. Like he's not going to care if it means getting to that greater level of victory rather than just losing one captain. Now, when it comes down to that, though, how is Asta going to get there in terms of order? So Asta, like I said, him getting there, he's the main character. He has anti-magic. He just got a new form, and we haven't seen that much from it outside of like just in general enhanced strength. He's got like full-on flight. It just more powerful base Asta right now. Nothing crazy. We haven't seen anything absurd for Asta's new form. Now, that's important because that means there's still stuff for him to do, and he's still in, again, the flexing area of main character just getting something shiny and new. So, the first devils, I don't think Nama and Lilith are going to be that big. Like, their magic seems so far fair, but nothing too crazy. So, I'm fully in belief that they're going to be kind of the bar for the devils coming up. Like they're gonna be strong, but I don't think they're gonna be absurd. Like they're probably gonna be really powerful, but don't have like the sheer level of like crazy hacks that like someone like Zagrid had. So if they go down, like I'd say like not like, oh well, Asta gets there and clubs them, but Asta gets there and is able to kind of like slowly turn the fight so they can actually defeat him. But I do personally think that Asta shouldn't be there first. Like, next time we see a character show up, I don't think it should be Asta. I think it should be Noelle. And the reason is again, Asta is automatically such a big addition to the Clover forces that I feel like after him, unless it's like Mars or like the Witch Queen or somebody that just is going to get involved because of everything that's going on, I don't think it's going to hold the same level of hype. Because with Noelle, sure, Noelle is the female lead. We're going to be very happy to see her back, whatever new abilities her and the crew have gotten during their training to get ultimate magic. But I don't think that they would hold the same level of like counter fight that Asta would provide just showing up and adding to the Clover side, or the level of hype that like the Witch Queen showing up and she's now going to aid because she wants to help take down the Spade Kingdom. That'd be like crazy just because we knew her as an enemy, and now if like, she's like teaming up, or if we get Mars, because we haven't seen Mars in almost 200 chapters. So obviously we Mars relating to Morris, it'd be super hyped to see Mars again. Though, I think it would make much more sense if Noelle showed up. Noelle, like, brings her forces, brings the ultimate magic, brings whatever new additions they have. Unless they're, like, crazy different when they show up, because they can always, obviously, provide aid into the situation. But I think it'd be better to kind of, like, stack it in a way that it's like, we get that hype, and then, Asta shows up. So we can have, like, maybe a few minutes pulled back, and it's like right when Noct is going to go after Morris, and maybe that's when like Noelle and crew get there, and you have them plus the captains that were also there and other members of the Clover that arrived. Maybe even like if the Spade Resistance people have like a couple, like if they had like one guy that was captain level, just one, something like that, kind of like how the Spirit Guardians just have Gotcha. You just have one guy for them to kind of add an addition to where it's like, that way they don't feel fully just kind of there and doing nothing. Maybe whoever had those mana replenishing cookies that Noct had. But either way, you have like them kind of spread out, start fighting the Spade, like all the all the additional Dark Disciples, the Dark Trident 100%, Naman Lilith, there's Morris, there's the Diamond Generals we don't know about, because there's got to be at least that one that was like silhouetted in the center when we first got shown the remaining members of the Shining Generals. That guy has to at least be strong, but I think it'd be cooler if it's like that starts and then it's like shown over and it's like, oh, maybe right when Asta goes Devil Union, and then we're seeing what's been happening over the past like couple minutes since then. Because Asta's obviously got to get down. He's got to go out of his form, because there's no way that he's going to get there regularly in that form, because the only way that could really work is if it's like, oh, once he goes in it, he can't leave it until the 5 minutes are over, and while he's doing it, he can't get supported by magic or something, so maybe he wouldn't be able to use, like, go through a Finral portal or something. Something like that, actually, now that I think about it, would actually be really balancing. But at the same time, it would, because it got this, like, Black Clover, like, teamwork is big, so if you completely cut out, like, a huge area of teamwork while Atlas is in the form, that'd be such a, like, weird double-edged sword. But, like I said, it would be really nice to see, like, Asta have to take, like, a couple of minutes after defeating the Ancient Demon to either figure out how he's going to get over there, maybe regroup with the rest of the Black Bulls, and do all that stuff, and while that's happening, we see other characters doing their thing. Again, Noelle, show up. Put in some work, show your worth, and just all around, shock and awe everybody with, her ultimate magic, and maybe even show up and reveal, does she have Undine? Like, if she hasn't, I don't think she's gonna keep Undine, but I would think it would be really cool if she showed up and, like, her and Undine arrived to help Charlotte go against Vonica and, try and get back Laura Pachica. But anyway, other than that, though, comment below, thumbs up the video, prefer the like button, subscribe button, and tell me what your thoughts are about the next chapter. It's always weird when to do a chapter review when it, like, leaves off on something that isn't, like, oh, something's, like a tidbit of information. Like, if we ended the last chapter with knocked in front of Morris, I'd be like, okay, that's going to be what I think is going to happen next. We'll talk about that. But that's obviously not the case. Like, we left with Asta saying, all right, we're going to go to the Spade Kingdom, and then however the next chapter is going to go. I'm really hoping that it isn't just focused on Asta, because we just had that big Asta hype chapter. So, we'll see. Other than that, like I said, comment below, thumbs up the video, prefer the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.